Hey y'all, welcome to the Mind Fitness podcast by Gina Health. It's been years, long years, whereby it was, how can I tell you, like the moment we venture out into this, set forth our goal into this huge, extremely difficult mission and also vision, a lot of things happen for a reason. And one of the reasons because how can you solve something that you not deeply understand? So the past 3 years were extremely tumultuous for yours truly. And I have learned a lot of things that are part of the undercurrent of what makes someone anxious and stressed. I mean, we all know what anxiety and stress from a shallow meaning or superficial meaning. We could see it in the physical symptoms, and we could also see it, you know, demonstrated, experienced by our loved ones. But then the past 3 years, there was this thing, there was this wave, there was this dark cloud that really pushed me to truly understand the deeper undercurrent, deeper roots of such a powerful, dynamic and extremely, how can I say it, force that could wreck, destroy at the same time. If you use it properly, it could build some things that are of marvel. So, to kickstart take two of the Mind Fitness podcast, I'm going to be talking about one of the articles that we have published at Gina Health, which is Face Thy Fears, expose Thyself. I gotta use the old English to give it a little bit of Shakespearean vibe. But the whole idea is that we have to face our fears. The caveat is that sometimes we're not even aware of our fears. And that is the crazy part. Because at first, we really think that we know our fears. Sometimes we conquer some of those fears. But then those deep-seated fears that were kind of clutched into us, that kind of slipped to our subconscious, became a habit, became a part of our identity, a part of our personality. And they're so old, sometimes very traumatic to the point that you don't even remember where it came from. Beg us to actually start to examine this from a different angle, which is we gotta first identify those fears. And this is why Gina Health is all about making sure that you are with the suitable, most how can I say, like most recommendable person to help you identify those fears that you may not even know that it's ruling you. And in the next step to that is to actually expose yourself to that fear. So back in February this year, before we close this marvelous 2023, on February, I figured out that I had this inherent fear of drowning. And I forgot, because you know how the brain works, I forgot that I actually drowned when I was about 7 years old in the ocean. So I have this deep-seated fear to be somewhere where I cannot touch the ground. So I'm just fine with pools whereby it's really like I can stand on it. But once it's deeper, I have this frantic realization that I don't have a ground, and I start panicking, and I start moving in a very erratic way. So I said to myself, now I know about this fear, and now I remember the origin story. I have to expose myself to this fear. So what I did was I went for scuba diving. I cannot explain to you how comical I was. The feeling of not being able to find the ground to stand on, and to have that courage to realize that you can handle this. The beauty of seeing fishes and coral reefs and learning how to breathe, not thinking of anything extra, just breathing, following the mentor and going 1 meter down, and undercurrent of that going down and down, you feel the pressure. But at the same time, you're exposed to your deepest fear. I was very much exposed. and I was focusing on breathing. There was a lot of breath work underwater. So folks who experience PTSD or CPTSD, which can be even harder to detect sometimes, they develop a grappling situation, a condition of grappling fear and anxiety, which comes out. It really manifests itself on a physiological tendency. You also have phobias, and then, of course, you start to have this cause and effect because of PTSD. I was afraid to swim if I do not feel like I'm on a kiddie pool somehow. I was afraid to swim, and I was definitely very attractive swimming. I really love the idea of swimming, and I really enjoy the water. As you can see, I'm really into waves and stuff. Pretty aquatic, but I was afraid to swim. So exposing myself, which is a therapy of exposure therapy, really helped me to face the fear. And also, see, as I said here, it was pretty liberating feeling of just really letting go and having trust. And I mean, having this sense, as the key principles here is like having this sense that it's no more belonging to you. You let it go. I literally let it go with the fishes and the coral reefs underwater. When I came back up, I was a new person. I was baptized in a very interesting idea. I was like, I'm a newborn baby. I was born again. And it also helped me to start developing more safety and support mechanism within my internal self ecosystem. Like I started to believe in myself more because I was able to expose myself to one of my hidden and deepest fears of open water. And also it helps for the next experience. So after that, I was able to enjoy the beach more. I was able to swim more, and I was able to join other caravans into more of a snorkeling, kind of activities and water sports. And that is an interesting feeling, to be able to experience things that you've been long time, like for a long time, attracted to, but because of phobias and because of the effects of PTSD, you were not able to, pass through that. So that is also something that I really, really, really want you guys to look into, is exposure therapy, and also having an environment and ecosystem support network where they know that you're going to be frantic at the beginning. You might start having want to back out, for example, but they're there. I did it with my friends. So when I was afraid and I was really startling around, I saw them and I'm like, oh, I'm not alone. I'm with my friends now. We can do this together. And I hope that is something that will be useful to you. So I recommend for you to, by the end of this year, just reflect and think about any of your hidden fears. And if you are not really aware of these hidden fears, I do recommend that you look for your nearest mental health coach to help you identify these points, and also your psychotherapist as well. I hope this was useful. I'm sorry for the voice. It's kind of gone, but see you at the next episode. Stay healthy, stay fit, take care.